大家好，我是菲菲老师。Today, let's continue with part 2 of lesson 15. This is also the last part of the whole HSK1 book. Okay, let's go. 你们的飞机到北京要几个小时？9个小时。我家人都在北京，星期天我姐姐也有时间，她可以去机场接你们，你们也可以住我家。我们星期日早上8点到大兴机场，早不早？不早。谢谢老师，那我们和您姐姐在大兴机场见。OK, first question. 安妮坐去北京 A 火车 B 飞机 C 出租车。李老师的都在北京。A 家人 B 朋友 C 学生 Okay, let's hear the text again. 你们的飞机到北京要几个小时？9个小时。我家人都在北京，星期天我姐姐也有时间，她可以去机场接你们，你们也可以住我家。我们星期日早上8点到大兴机场，早不早？不早。谢谢老师，那我们和您姐姐在大兴机场见。Okay, so let's see. 安妮坐。Here we're asking for the transportation, right? So we see 你们的飞机，飞机 airplanes, right? 火车 let's see, 火车 is what? 火车 trains 火车 and then 出租车 it means taxi 出租车 okay and then next one 李老师的我家人都在北京 so we choose A 家人 right 家 we learned before it means family or house right family so 家人 we also learned 人 means human people So even if 家人 is a new word, but maybe you can guess 家人 means my family members, right? 我的家人 my family. Okay, so very good. Now let's see the new words of this lesson. You can read after me. 飞机要小时家人时间机场接住早那 Okay, let's see. First one, 飞机 We explained before, 飞 it means to fly. 机 means machine. So a machine that helps you to fly, then it's 飞机. Right? Also, there are other words in Chinese is constructed like this. For example, we can say 手机, right? 手机. 手 means hand. 机 machine. So a machine that you use in your hand, 手机 cell phone. Okay. And also, we can say 耳机 耳 it means ear. So a machine that you use on your ear is actually headphones, earphones, right? 耳机 Okay. So 飞机 we say 坐飞机 take a plane 上飞机 board a plane. For example, 我们坐飞机去北京吧 Let's take a plane to go to 北京。在飞机上，我认识了一个中国朋友。在飞机上 here 在 it's indicating the location, right? So on the plane, I met a Chinese friend. Okay, 飞机。Next one, 要 need or to take. So actually, we have seen 要 before, right? And this is already the third meaning of 要. The first one, for example, 我要去学校. Here, what does 要 mean? 我要去学校. So, 去 the verb. So when you see 我要去学校, I'm going to do something. I'm going to the school. So here it means plan to do. 要 plan to do. Second one, we also learned the second meaning of 要. For example, 我要这个谢谢 I would like to have this, thank you. Or I will take this, thank you. Right? So it means demand or ask for. Right? 我要这个 Okay, so here, today we learned the third meaning of 要. It means need. For example, 你做饭要几个鸡蛋？做饭 to cook, right? 做饭 So, how many eggs do you need to cook? How many eggs do you need? And then, 你买电脑要多少钱？你买电脑 So, how much money you need to buy the computer? Right? Need. Okay, and then, 我们开车去西安要6个小时 So, we drive to 西安 need or takes 6 hours. Right? Okay, so 3 meanings of 要. First, plan to do, and demand or ask for, and then need or to take. Right? 3 meanings of 要. Okay, this is a bit difficult. I could understand because like the meanings could be a little bit confusing. So what we do is we put them into, like instead of memorizing the meaning separately, let's always put them into sentences to understand, to differentiate the meaning, right? That's going to be way easier. Okay, next word, 小时. 小时, it means hour. 小时. For example, 一个小时. 一个小时. 一个小时, 1 hour. 一个半小时. 半 is what? 半, half. Right? 一个半小时. It means 1 hour and a half. 1 hour and a half. If we say half an hour, how to say half an hour? 半个小时. Right? Okay, so the difference is like this. 半个小时, half an hour. 一个半小时, 1 hour and a half. Right? These two we have to differentiate. Okay, and then also 几个小时. How many? Here, if it's a question, if you have a question mark, how many hours? 几个小时. Or if you don't have the question mark, if it's not in a question, 几个小时 could mean a few hours. Right? Okay. For example, 我们2个小时后在学校书店见. 后 after, right? 后. So let's meet 见 to see, right? So let's see each other. Let's meet at the bookstore of the school 2 hours later. Right? After 2 hours, 2 hours later. 我今天上了4个小时的课。上 in lesson 14, we learned it means to take a class, right? To go to a lesson. So I took 4 hours of class today, right? 小时. Okay. So here, 小时, the English translation we see it's hour. What about we want to say, for example, 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock. How do we say 3 o'clock? We say 3点. 3点 is 3 o'clock. If we say 3个小时, 3个小时, it doesn't mean 3 o'clock anymore. It means 3 hours, right? So let's differentiate 3 o'clock, 3点, and 3 hours, 3个小时. Okay, good. Next word, 家人, 家人, we explained earlier, right? 家人, family or family members. 我爱我的家人. I love my family. You can also say 我爱我的家. It also means I love my family. 我爱我的家人. Here, you are more like emphasizing a little bit more the person, the people in your family, right? I love my family. Okay. 星期天我想和家人去外边玩，外边 outside. So on Sunday, 星期天, I want to hang out, I want to play with my family or family members outside, right? Okay, 家人. Next word, 时间. 时间, we actually also see this before, right? 时间, it means time. Or a duration of time or also the abstract concept of time. For example, 没时间, right? 没时间, I don't have time. 我没时间, I don't have time. 很长时间, a long period of time, a long time, 很长时间. For example, you can say 他去了很长时间. He went for a long time. 他去了很长时间. So here, time, a long duration of time. 我现在很忙，没有时间. I'm very busy right now. I don't have time. 你在这家公司工作多长时间了? How long have you been working in this company? 多长时间了? 时间 here also a duration of time. How long time? So my question is, if you want to say, what time? For example, what time? Or when do we go? You want to ask. First, let's see, what time do we go? So here, more likely, you're asking for a specific timing, right? Specific timing. So we should use what time? 几点, right? 我们几点去, right? 我们几点去? You're asking a specific hour on the clock. What time? 几点? And then we can also ask when, right? When do we go? So in Chinese, we can say 我们什么? Here, what word we should use? We learned this before. We learned this before. 我们什么时候去? Right? 时候, and it's more like a specific point of time. Right? So 时间, a duration of time. 时候, a specific time. When do we go? When? 什么时候? Okay, good. 时间. Next word, 机场, airport, 机场. So here, 机 is actually short for 飞机, so airplane. 场, if we see this word alone, it actually means a area, a place, right? A location. So a place where there are airplanes, we can understand it as 机场, right? 机场, airport. Okay. 我们去机场要多长时间? How much time we need to go to the airport? Right? 明天早上我要去机场接朋友. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to, right here, 我要去. Here, 要, it means I'm going to. I have the plan to do. 我要去机场. 接朋友. 接, we will learn this new word very soon. Okay, 接朋友. Right, so 接. It means to meet, to welcome, but, so this is definition you will find in the textbook, but I would say, so let's remember it, pick up someone. For example, 接人, pick up someone. 接朋友, pick up my friends. 接孩子, pick up my children. Right? 妈妈来学校接我回家. Mom come to the school to pick me up to go home. Right? 接我. 下午4点你可以去接一下王先生吗？下午4点, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Can you please go to pick up Mr. Wang? 王先生, Mr. Wang. Right? Okay, 接一下. So here, in the previous slide, 明天早上我要去机场接朋友. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to the airport to pick up my friends. Right? 接, pick up. Okay, next word, 住. To live or to stay. So in English, if you live somewhere, like if your house is in somewhere, you say you live there. If you just you're living in a hotel, let's say for a couple of days, normally you say I stay at the hotel, right? But in Chinese, we use 住for both meanings. For example, 住几天, live for a few days, or if it's a question, how many days do you live? Right? And then 住在这儿, live here, right? 在 indicating the location. 住在这儿, live here. For example, 我们要在这里住3天. We're going to stay here for 3 days. So here 3 days. 我们要在这里住3天, stay for 3 days. 你现在住在哪儿? So it's asking where do you live now, right? So you can see both stay and live, both long term and short term. We all use 住。你现在住在哪儿? Where do you live now? Okay, good. Okay, next word, 早. We actually mentioned this when we were learning 晚, right? 晚. So 晚, it means evening, but if it's an adjective, it actually means late. So again, 早, it means morning, but if it is an adjective, it means early. For example, 早点儿,一点儿, a bit, right? A bit. So 早点儿 is like, for example, 来早点儿, right? 你来早点儿吧. Come more earlier, right? A bit more earlier. 你来早点儿吧. We can say 很早, very early, 不早, not early. For example, 我们早点去机场吧. Let's go to the airport earlier, right? 吧. If you put 吧 at the end of a sentence, it means suggestion, right? 我们早点去机场吧. 时间还早呢，我们再睡半个小时吧。时间还早呢, so the time is still early. Let's sleep for half an hour more, right? 半个小时, half an hour. Okay. Next. 那. Okay, we learned this before, 那, right? It means that, right? It means that. But here is actually another meaning of 那, it means then. For example, 妈妈，我写了1个小时的字了。那休息一下吧, right? Mom, I have been writing characters for an hour. And then your mom says, then take a rest, right? Take a rest, take a break then. So in English, we can put the then at the back of the sentence. But please pay attention in Chinese. Please always put 那, which means then, at the beginning, right? 那休息一下吧. Then take a break. If you say 休息一下吧,那 okay, it doesn't sound very natural, right? So let's put the 那 at the beginning. For example, 下雨了, it's raining. 那我们在家里玩. Then let's hang out at home. 那 okay, very good. So after learning everything from lesson 15, let's do the comprehensive exercise. You can pause the video here. I have 4 sentences for you, and then please choose from A to E to fill in the blanks. You can resume the video after you got your answers. Okay, so let's see. First one, 这本书有15课。我们 right? This book has 15 lessons. 我们都学了. 都 it means all or both, right? So we have learned them all, right? 都学了. Okay, 我的家人都爱喝茶. 爱喝茶. Here, 都 should be 都, right? 都, The pinyin is wrong. The pinyin is actually another pronunciation of 都 we will learn in the future when it pronounces as 都. 我的家人都爱喝茶. My family or my family members, they all love to drink tea. 我们明天晚上6点到. 你觉得早不早? 你觉得早不早? Actually, this is the original sentence from the text, right? 你觉得早不早? Do you think it's early? It's too early? 不早. It's not early. Okay. 他们想坐 take transportation, so we choose 飞机, right? To take airplanes to go to Beijing. 你们呢? Sorry, here should be 呢. 你们呢? What about you? What about you guys? 我们没有时间. We don't have time. We cannot go out. We cannot hang out. 我们没有时间. Okay, very good. Next is, again, homework of this lesson. I have 4 pictures. You can take a screenshot or you can pause the video. And then please use anything you learned from lesson 15 to fill in the blanks to make it a full sentence, right? You can try to make the sentence as long as possible. And you can type your answers in the comments, and I'm going to give you a feedback. Right? Okay, so last but not the least, the last a few Hanzi of lesson 15. Not much. We have only these. So So far, we've done all lesson 15 in the first book, right? So you've done really a great job. So now you can take some time to review everything from HSK 1, and then in the next week, next lesson, we will start HSK 2, right? Okay, so I will see you. Bye.